Mark 13, birth pains, abomination, Son of Man in glory. Yehovah, give us sober clarity as we listen to your Son. Strengthen us to endure, stay awake, and be faithful to the end. Teach us to handle your prophetic word with reverence, not fear or speculation. Yehovah Tzeva'ot. Yehovah Tzeva'ot means Yehovah of Hosts, Armies, the commander of heaven's armies who shakes nations and brings history to his appointed climax. Yehovah Tzeva'ot. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Holy, holy, holy. Please fill me and lead me and cover me and stir me and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, your set-apart breath, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed, the Aleph and the Tav's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love with Yehovah, your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yeh-ho-VAH, hand, behold, now, behold. Mark 13. As Yeshua, the Aleph and the Tav, came out of the temple, one of the Talmudim said to him, "Look, Rabbi, what huge stones, what magnificent buildings! You see all these great buildings?" Yeshua, the Aleph and the Tav, said to him, "They will be totally destroyed. Not a single stone will be left standing." As he was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite of the temple, Kepha, Yaakov, Yochanan, and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will these things happen? And what sign will show when all these things are about to be accomplished?" Yeshua, the Aleph and the Tav, began speaking to them. "Watch out. Don't let anyone fool you. Many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and they will fool many people. When you hear the noise of wars nearby and the news of wars far off, don't become frightened. Such things must happen. But the end is yet to come. For peoples will fight against each other, and nations will fight each other. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. This is but the beginning of the birth pains. But you, watch yourselves. They will hand you over to the local Sanhedrins. You will be beaten up in the synagogues, and on my account, you will stand before governors and kings as witnesses to them. Indeed, the good news has to be proclaimed first to all the nations. Now, when they arrest you and bring you to trial, don't worry beforehand about what to say. Rather, say whatever is given you when the time comes. For it will not be just you speaking, but the Ruach HaKodesh. Brother will betray brother to death, and father his child. Children will turn against their parents and have them put to death, and everyone will hate you because of me. But whoever holds out to the end will be delivered. Now, when you see the abomination that causes desolation standing where it ought not to be, let the reader understand the illusion. That will be the time for those in Yehuda to escape to the hills. If someone is on the roof, he must not go down and enter his house to take any of his belongings. If someone is in the field, he must not turn back to get his coat. What a terrible time it will be for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that it may not happen in winter, for there will be worse trouble at that time than there has ever been from the very beginning, when God created the universe, until now. And there will be nothing like it again. Indeed, if God had not limited the duration of the trouble, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those whom he had chosen, he has limited it. At this time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here's the Messiah,' or 'See, here he is,' don't believe him. There will appear false messiahs and false prophets performing signs and wonders for the purpose, if possible, of misleading the chosen. But you, watch out. I have told you everything in advance. In those days after that trouble, the sun will grow dark. The moon will stop shining. Aleph Tav, the stars, will fall from the sky. and the powers in the Aleph Tav of heaven will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in clouds with tremendous power and glory. He will send out his angels and gather together his chosen people from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven. Now, let the fig tree teach you its lesson. When its branches begin to sprout and leaves appear, you know that summer is approaching. In the same way, when you see all these things happening, you are to know that the time is near, right at the door. Yes, I tell you that this generation will certainly not pass away before all these things happen. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will certainly not pass away. However, when that day and hour will come, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, not the Son, just the Father. Stay alert, be on your guard, for you do not know when the time will come. It's like a man who travels away from home, puts his servants in charge, each with his own task, and tells the doorkeeper to stay alert. So stay alert, for you do not know when the owner of the house will come, whether it will be evening, midnight, cockcrow, or morning. You don't want him to come suddenly and find you sleeping. And what I say to you, I say to everyone, stay alert. What is the Hebrew word that encapsulates this chapter? Sha-KED. Sha-KED means watchful, alert. The wakeful attentiveness of Yehovah's watching over his word, and our call to stay awake in obedience. Mark 13 trains us in Sha-KED, alert trust, not panic, steady obedience, not slumber. Tanakh spine. Daniel 9 verse 27, 11 verse 31, 12 verse 11. Abomination of desolation, desecrated holy place, timeline markers of distress. Joel 2 verse 2, Daniel 12 verse 1, day of darkness and unmatched distress. Isaiah 13:10, 34 verse 4, Ezekiel 32 verse 7, Joel 2 verse 10, 3 verse 4, 4 verse 15. Sun, moon, and stars darkened, heaven shaken and rolled up. Haggai 2 verse 6 and verse 21. Once more Yehovah will shake heaven, earth, and nations. Daniel 7 verses 13 and 14. Son of man coming with clouds, receiving everlasting dominion and a kingdom that will not pass away. Yeshua does not invent new imagery. He gathers and fulfills the prophets. Chapter flow. Verses 1 through 4. Prophecy of the temple's destruction, private questions on when and what sign. Verses 5 through 8. Warnings of deceptions, wars, earthquakes, famines, the beginnings of the birth pains. Verses 9 through 13. Persecution, betrayal, witness before rulers, the good news to all nations, endurance to the end. Verses 14 through 23. Abomination of desolation, Daniel, urgent flight, unequaled distress, false messiahs, and false prophets. Verses 24 through 27, after the tribulation, cosmic signs, Son of Man coming with clouds, Daniel 7, to gather the elect. Verses 28 through 31, fig tree lesson. Learn the lesson, heaven and earth will pass away, Yeshua's words will not. Verses 32 through 37, no one knows the day or hour. Like a master away, repeated command, stay awake. Core theme. Yeshua standing on the foundation of Daniel, Joel, Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Haggai. Foretells the temple's fall, global shaking, fierce deception, and his own coming as Son of Man in glory. And commands us not to fixate on dates, but to live in Sha-KED, alert, enduring faithfulness until he returns. How can we learn to love Yehovah with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength after having read this chapter? We can love Yehovah by clinging to Yeshua's words as unshakable, even unshakable when every structure around us is shaken. Love Yehovah by refusing deception, testing every sign, spirit, and teacher against his written word. Love Yehovah by staying awake in daily obedience instead of drifting into comfort, fear, or end-time speculation. How can we love our neighbor as we love ourselves and as Yeshua loves us? By preparing others to endure persecution with hope, sharing what Yeshua actually said rather than stirring panic. By encouraging brothers and sisters to keep proclaiming the good news to all nations, even when the world trembles. By refusing to exploit fear with sensational prophetic talk, choosing instead to shepherd people toward trust in Yehovah Tzeva'ot. How can we bear one another's burdens? By standing with those who are hated, excluded, or betrayed for Yeshua's sake, helping them hold fast to the end. By praying together through wars, disasters, and upheavals, lifting one another's eyes to the Son of Man who is coming. By reminding each other when we feel overwhelmed that Yehovah watches over his word, and none who trust him will be forgotten. What are the top 3 fruits of the Spirit found in this chapter? 1. Endurance, savlanut, steadfastly holding to Yeshua under pressure, betrayal, and delay. 2. Wisdom, discernment, chokhmah, seeing through false messiahs, fake signs, and fearful noise. 3. Hope, tikvah, confident expectation that the Son of Man will come in glory and gather his elect. Mitzvah response. Only guard yourself and guard your soul diligently, lest you forget the things your eyes have seen. Deuteronomy 4 verse 9. Command. Guard our souls diligently. Remember Yehovah's work, cling to Yeshua's words, and refuse to forget his faithfulness when nations and heavens begin to shake. How can we find Yeshua in the prophets? Yeshua is the Danilek, Son of Man, weaving Daniel 7, 9, 11, and 12 into his teaching on desolation, distress, and dominion. His language of darkened sun, moon, and stars stand in direct continuity with Isaiah, Ezekiel, Joel, and Haggai. Not science fiction, but covenant judgment and cosmic transition. He places the preaching of the good news to all nations at the center of the story, not merely at the edges. He shifts our focus from when exactly to how we will live, as faithful servants of Yehovah Tzeva'ot while the Master is away. Hebrew declaration, Nishmar vi nishhad al devrei haben ad ba'o. We guard and stay watchful over the Son's words until he comes. One sentence summary, Yeshua foretells shaking and calls us to alert, enduring faith. Now, after having read the chapter and going over it, here are some heart-piercing questions. Are we more focused on predicting dates or on living ready in daily obedience? Another, where are we vulnerable to deception, longing for signs, comfort, or safety more than truth? Another, how prepared are we in heart to endure hatred, loss, or betrayal for Yeshua's sake if it comes? Another, are we actively helping the good news reach all nations or mostly watching from a distance? Another, what regular practices keep us spiritually awake instead of drifting into distraction and numbness? Another, how can we help one another hold to Yeshua's words when our institutions and expectations are shaken? Lastly, do we truly see his coming as our great hope, shaping our choices more than fear of what is falling apart? We'll end with the Arianic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he'll provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you, set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.